that are taking place. Some Palestinians are being charged up to $2,000.
I'm not going to South Africa for the G20 because I think their policies on the extermination of people are unacceptable. So I'm not going. So I won't refer to anything having to do with South Africa. South Africa has behaved extremely badly. But
to pursue the agenda of white supremacy.
You think Trump is pursuing a white supremacist agenda?
Yes, I think so.
Sunrise over DC, coffee in my hand. Saw the headlines from a faraway land. South Africa's politicos
running their mouth again about America and me. Where does it all end? They're about a whole year of the same old tune.
name calling in tall tales beneath the African moon. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin? They talk about freedom and justice for all, while their own people are answering a different call.
Farmers on their homesteads,
living in fear and dread.
minority voices silence words left unsaid.
Promises like tumbleweeds blowing in the breeze, while their leaders keep on preaching,
bringing us to our knees. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
I try to stay quiet,
Let it roll right on by,
but a man can only take so much beneath God's sky. That's the honest truth.
when you see folks suffering, it just ain't right.
Gonna set the record straight with all of my might. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
Patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
Yeah, more trash in the USA.
But the truth will find its way.
Pretoria, listen up to what I gotta say. God bless America, come what may.
Come what may. Jan met sy Nederlandse oosvloot, Westig winkel op 'n straat in Kaapstad. Die ANC het 'n gunsteling reël gehad, as dinge verkeerd loop is dit 'n Jan gemaakte ontwerp. Van die moenie trek door die wennersparade, elke enkele skuld was 'n prys wat Jan betaal het voor koor. O, die geskiedenisboeke kry rus. Ons het 'n nuwe ou gevind om op die proef te stel. Sit die portret weg. Bære die ou veerpin. Daar is 'n splinternuwe skak vir die politieke wetsontwerp. Koor, ons verruil die Jan-kaart vir 'n Trump-kaart. Dis die blinknuwe manier om die blamspel hard te speel. Gaan die krag uit, is die pad vol gate. Moenie na die begroting of die kieserspeilings kyk nie. Draai net daar die kaart om, sien die goue hare. Die dom is die rede vir die slytasie. Ja, ons verruil vandag die Jan-kaart vir 'n Trump-kaart. Die infrastruktuur verkrummel, die krane loop leeg. Maar moenie vra hoe en moenie vra hoekom nie. Vergeet die jare van dieselfde ou groep. Die oranje man en Daisy kom vir jou. Ongelykheid styg, dis 'n Mar-a-Lago komplot. Hy is so gemeen en boos, glo dit of nie. Die oorspronklike gangster is uit-ideer, want Jan van Riebeeck is nie meer moordnieuws nie. Brug is die nuwe sondebok. Die vars allebei. Wanneer die beloftes in 'n leuen verander, koers sluit aan. Amerika is gemeen, die wêreld is so koud. Dis die beste storie wat nog ooit vertel is. Kry jou kaart, speel jou deel, gitaar, sing dit is solo. Ons ruil die Jan-kaart vir 'n Trump-kaart. Dis die blinknuwe manier om die blamspel hard te speel. Gaan die krag uit, is die pad vol gate. Moenie na die begroting of die kieserspeilings kyk nie. Draai net daar die kaart om, sien die goue hare. Die dom is die rede vir die slytasie. Ja, ons ruil vandag die Jan-kaart vir 'n Trump-kaart. Ons ruil die Jan-kaart, tot ziens Jan.
Sien jou later,
Hallo Don,
jy's die heide.
dis nou alles sy skuld, elke liewe bietjie daarvan. Kyk na die kaart, baba.
Laaste vonkel in die sintklokkie.
Hey, 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 oh, oh, oh. We remember the dawn of a rainbow dream, Mandela's smile and a steady stream of hope and growth, and a hand held tight, chasing the shadows into the light. But the cupboard got bare and the locks got broke. The new South Africa became a joke, while the looters danced and the coffers drained, and a sleepy voice was all that remained. Oh, let's make new friends, let's turn the page, step out of the dark and off of this stage. We don't want the gloom or the backroom deal, we want a future that's bright and real. Goodbye to the shadows, hello to the sun. Let's find a party where everyone's one. From Pretoria's halls to the dusty street, the patronage puppies are tasting the sweet, while the silver is gone and the lights go low. They're putting on such a vintage show, with old school slogans and red star lines, while the rest of us look for better signs. They're biting the hand that helped us grow. It's time for the Rogues Gallery to go. We saw the ships on the deep blue sea, but that's not the company for you and me. We don't want the mullahs or the iron fist. Give us a friendship we truly miss. Black, brown, and white, we're standing tall, asking for liberty for one and all. Keep your comrades, we want the bold. We want a story that's paved in gold. Oh, let's make new friends, let's turn the page, step out of the dark and off of the stage. We don't want the gloom or the backroom deal, we want a future that's bright and real. Goodbye to the shadows.
again. See, let's make new friends. My mic is acting up. Let's see if there's actually sound here. See, let's make... Yeah, it is. Okay. Just the colors are changing. They shouldn't be doing that. That's not what I'm looking for. Where did it go? Oh, the software is closed. I didn't close that software. I'm going to have to open it up again. Software must have crashed. That happens rarely, but it does happen occasionally. It's changing colors is kind of irritating, so let's get it back to the color I had. There we go. All right, now we're set. Oh, it was opening up again. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night, January 12th, 2026. Michelle Duchess, 35 Rand. Thank you for the super chat. The clouds are gathering early here. Yes. Pemi Mojdina is in the house. Yes. Sorry, I was trying to look like Pemi there. Yeah, welcome back. Oh, folks, bad mojo for the ANC and disaster for South Africa as Donald Trump has announced a 25% top-off tariff for any country doing business with Iran. Well, that would include South Africa. After all, Johnny Steenhuisen went there to sell them ground nuts. Remember that? He tried to sell them his nuts. John Steenhuisen went to Iran, or at least talked to Iran, to sell his nuts. And apparently that's going to get you a 25% tack-on tariff on top of the 30% that the ANC has already worked up for themselves. So congratulations. Well done. Clouds are gathering. Tariffs are coming. Oh, yay. Well, not yay. Bad mojo, folks. Oh, yay. Whoops, bad mojo. We will contact you for live once we are ready, says Easterhouse. Yeah, I think you mentioned that to me already. Thank you for reminding me. Another 25% to every country doing business around. Ouch, indeed, indeed, indeed. Hey, do you guys like my kit? This is what I got earlier today. This is the stuff I got for like a song. This was $80. I got it for like, I think $17.99 or something like that. Check it out. Pretty nice, huh? Yeah, love that. Plum-colored sleeves. Nice. Can't wear it anywhere because I'll ruin it. Can't wear it anywhere. So I'm not going to do a dinner with it. There'll be no bri. This thing will be ruined. It is kind of schwanky, isn't it? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, an announcement tonight. The big Texas meet and greet. We have a venue. Argyle, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, just north of Dallas-Fort Worth. Yes. We have a venue for the 31st of January. The tentative time is the Bri Fire will be lit at 11 a.m. And we will get together and we will share camaraderie. We will share Ubuntu. That's right. Yep. There you go. I'm sure that Mr. Durker will say, once again, this is white supremacy. The president is trying to impoverish the poor people of the world. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. No doubt. Yes. Maybe get together his little friend, the troll from the CNN network there. Also, earlier today, I was able to watch the first episode of Belofte Land, and I have to say that, wow, some heartbreaking interviews in that first episode really make you emotional. Also, far too many Ferrayas, including the documentary, who are totally clueless about South Africa. I did find interesting that several people, white and brown, and also black, said what I said what an Afrikaner is when I defined an Afrikaner earlier last year. Yep. Didn't even know he had nuts. Yes, John Steenhuisen is selling his nuts to Iran. Yes. Well, why not? The ANC sold their nuts to the communists and the fascists a long time ago. Why can't he? Baby hazelnuts. Yes, a 25% top-off tariff. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. That's some bad mojo. South Africa's going to suffer because of that. Check your WhatsApp from me. Refugees in need. Well, that's a full-time job. I just chatted with... So I'm just writing to Charles Kleinhans's house and also to Rian van Heerden, the documentary filmmaker. Yep. Pretty cool. Nice to have that kind of reach. I can reach out to people. So just responding to them really quickly. Steenheisen kan loop. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. I was laughing what you said about him, not about your family. Sorry about that. Going to cost South Africa many farmers and businesses, and the worst part is the retarded ANC did beg for it. Well, yeah, they made it even worse, inviting Iran to a naval exercise. I mean, where do these people have their heads? Again, South Africa is a sovereign state. They can do what they want. But people can be stupid all they want. Doesn't make it right. Anyway. Sorry about that, Michelle. Sorry to hear that. Right. Turn your monitor upside down tonight just in case. Are you in distress, bloke? We have a piper down. We have a piper down. Yikes. 4:10 in the morning. Where the heck are you at? UK? Or Germany? No, UK would be 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning must be in... Must be in Germany or somewhere like that. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some people are early birds. That's why we do the night owls. It was a chance. Love your kit, especially the sleeves. Yeah, I love the color. It's plum. It's beautiful, Karen. Looks pretty cool, but I'm comfortable in my sexuality, so I'll be wearing it all the time. Anyway, so things are shaping up for January 31st in Texas. We are still a ways away from that. That's a full, almost 2 weeks away, just under 2 weeks away now. Yep. So yeah, just under 3 weeks away. We've got a venue already in Argyle, Texas. We've already got, I've got my flight. I've got my transportation booked. I have a conference call with some people help me organize it tomorrow. And so we'll see where it goes tomorrow. I haven't worked on accommodation yet, just in case somebody, some Richie Rich that owns South Fork, Dallas, remember that? Yeah, someone owns South Fork, might offer me free accommodation. So before I can book a hotel, I'm going to make sure I don't do that move. All news seems quiet on the court case of legality of President Trump's reciprocal tariffs. People are focusing mostly on the transgender case. That's what they're all excited about. Iran ducking away from naval drills is kind of a good thing, but damage has been done. Yes, Michelle, the damage was done. Merely inviting Iran was the damage. Iran steaming there and everybody knowing about it for 3 weeks was worse damage. Iran showing up in Simonstown was the death knell. They've already participated in the exercise. I saw Peter Fabricius wrote an excellent article on this, but unfortunately, he can't mitigate, not that he was trying to, but words cannot mitigate the damage. He said they're not participating in the exercise as ships go out to sea on Tuesday. It doesn't matter. They were in the parades on Saturday. They participated in the planning. They're part of the exercise. It's too late. The cat is out of the bag. What do you say, Pikachu? Yep, I agree. Yep, Pikachu says, too late, man. Too late. Simonstown's comedy is horrendous. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Michelle. Well, that's what I did in my videos. Some people watched. I did a lot of content today. My goodness. After such a long day on Sunday, I didn't make it any easier on myself. On the 12th, I did 4 prepared videos of 641, 557, 659, and 337. That's a lot. Plus, how many shorts did I do today? 3 shorts. And then on lives, I've already done, I think, just 1 live today, right? Yeah, 2 lives today. 2 lives. 2 lives, 3 lives, 3 lives, 3 shorts. That's 6. And then I did 10 videos today. Whoa, jeez. No wonder I'm knackered. Damn it. Connecting the dots here. Who remembers SANDF general that promised military assistance to Iran? Yes. Yes, solidarity with the Iranians. that Iranian might find himself hanging from a yardarm before too long. Okay, where is Hendo at? I'm looking for Hendo now in my chat. Where the hell's Hendo at, man? I don't see Hendo in here. He's always near the top, unless he's sleeping, which is rare. Oh, it's not Hendo, it's Hendo. Okay, my frick. I don't know what they did to WhatsApp. Either that or my file is just too damn big. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm looking at that, and aside from the drawers and the vanities, I don't see what the issue is. The place, anyway, it looks suitable, it lives livable. So I don't know what people are expecting. I'll see if I can look into it when I have time. Western Cape becoming a U.S. state, 0 to none. Strauss is out of here. All right. Well, yeah, you had a busy day. Take a number, brother. Well, if they come to this Saldanha Bay Navy base, all combinations were burned down. So Simon's Towns maybe a 1 star. Too many crickets. Definitely not homeless. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. Sorry. Also, just to let people know, earlier today on the stream, we had a lot of people come in and during the news and just bombard this with moaning about the refugee program and how it's unfair and how they waited so long and all this. And really, that's not the purpose of the news program. I had to chastise people, and some of them have left, and that's too bad. If your feelings hurt because you're being disruptive in the chat and souring the mood when people are trying to digest and understand the news, and you're distracting from it, well, then you're being selfish and attention-seeking. Just saying. That's not directed at any one person. While in that chat, Dante van Wyk felt the need to apologize. He didn't need to apologize. I told him that. He mentioned it. I just got caught up in it. So I should let you know that that he was in a really bad spot, and I was able to reach out to someone in South Africa and alleviate one of his concerns and take one of the burdens off of Dante van Wyk earlier today. So for those of you who think that I just sit here and I'm sexy all the time on air, I know that ladies know that. They say that. I'm actually busy doing a lot of crap. Okay, so we took care of Dante van Wyk, the generosity of South Africans this afternoon. I coordinated for that, and he should be in much better shape. He's certainly in better shape than he was earlier today. So I told him not to thank me until the resource arrives to help him. But we have a lot of people in a lot of trouble. Also, I noticed that our guest who needed help and was living on the street, I haven't heard from that person since we got that person taken care of. I got a generous 3,000 Rand donation sent by someone. They found a place of their own, but we also took care of some food for that person. And I haven't seen that person since then. Sometimes I feel a little bit used, you know? It's like the lady who was desperate to get out in the 59ers and didn't have her passport, and she moaned and moaned. I've been stuck here for 3 weeks, and I burned a bridge to get to the States and didn't even have the courtesy to tell me that she was in America, and just started making videos online. People like, hey, who's this lady up here? I don't know. I looked into it. I asked the lady, did you get over? Yeah, I'm up here. I'm like, oh, well, thanks for your consideration. You know, you just used me like a bitch. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Yep. Would have been nice to say, hey, we made it safely to America. But no, just fucked off and did her own thing. No, Phoenix, not the lady, not the recent one. I'm talking about this is last year. I'm talking about last year. One of the avenues I had to actually help people dried up because I burned it with that one person. Yep. And the reason I burned it with that one person is because the government officials were not happy about that case. They felt that person was whining. Yep. And so it screwed it for so many of the others. Yep. That's why I'm very circumspect about before I try to contact anyone in the U.S. government about these cases, because a lot of people are just trying to take advantage of the situation, and a lot of people think they're more important than anyone else, and nobody's more important than anybody else. That's the bottom line. I've said that many, many times. We all put our pants on at the same time. At the same time? Well, let's hope not. In the same fashion. Anyway. Hey, Kasigi, how you doing there? Well, lots more try to take advantage of me, Phoenix. If I let everyone take advantage of me, I'd be suicidal. Given how many people try to take advantage of me. I mean, and people who are desperate, I understand desperate, but lying to me is not a good approach. Yeah, misleading me is not a good approach. And then there's the scumbags like the Fundamova clown who tried to. And I went to the Colonel's meet and greet and I wasn't impressed. Well, no one asked you to come to it, dingus. Don't come to it. Don't come to it. Hey, Momo, what's going on? No, the lady who needed help was on the street. I did see her for a day or so, but I haven't seen her since. Maybe she's taking care of personal things. No, I was referring specifically to the person who came to the States, and it's one thing to come to the States and not have the courtesy to tell me you made it over. That's very rude and disrespectful after all I did for that person. And then on top of that, they start making content. And people are like, hey, did you see this content? This is a refugee over here. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Only for me to waste my time to find out that they didn't have the courtesy to even tell me they were here. Yep. Financial sanctions? No. Right. There's U.S. military doesn't have financial sanctions. What do you mean? Defense sanctions? Hey, Sean Leslie, what's going on, man? Morning, all. Let's hope we have a good, healthy day. Well, teddy bear, let's hope. I think that's a fair request. President Trump has imposed 25% tariffs on any country that does business with Tehran. Guess what, China? Ooh, I'm glad I got what I got when I got it, because now everything's going to be a lot more expensive. That's a 25% tariff on top of all the other tariffs that are applied to China now. Sven says, makes me nauseous to think there are people like that with which we may be keeping company. Well, there are people like that. But there are people like that all over the world. Don't feel like it's only South Africans. Street party and sucky, invite everyone, says Michelle. Well, you won't suck in the wintertime. It'll be cold. Polokwane sucks. It does it now. How's Petersburg? Good morning, and all the other wonderful people. Yeah, there's some cool people. Veroshka, what's going on? Got you before you went to work. Good evening, Veroshka. I didn't miss you this time. Hey, folks, let's do a little bit of news, even though it's not a news program. Let's do some news tonight. By the way, did you like the new song? What did you guys think of the new song? It's a short one. I liked it. It's Make New Friends. You know, Cuba, Russia, Iran, China, Venezuela. Can't we make new friends, ANC? Let's get some new friends. There's Hendo, man. Dude, Hendo, there is a colored dude in the Below the Land first episode. I'm like, how did Hendo get in that documentary? Looks a little bit like you, Hendo. Looks a little bit like you. I was like, damn. When did Hendo get in the documentary? When did they fly to the UK? I almost did a screen capture. I can play the song again, Cecilia Krug. It's a good one. I liked it. It's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds, so. Still trying to see my secondary business. It's been on market for a year now. I dropped my price. Yeah, no, it's the problem. South Africa's economy is imploding and nobody wants to buy anything. And that's what I told people. I said, that's a challenge. If you have things on wine farms and property, houses, businesses, if you wait, you may face the rush when a bunch of people are dumping their property. And you will get a buyer's price, not a seller's price. If you sell it, then you've got to live off your income. You got to live somewhere, and hopefully you don't drain it all. So it's a tough decision to make. Dogzilla, what's going on, man? Oh, well, for once, Dogzilla and I can agree, man. Best wishes to all the refugee aspirants, and he got the term correct. You will feel so much better in the USA. Well, I believe a lot of them will, absolutely. But the Belofteland, I watched it, and you know what's great? I'm going to keep watching it because I realized just how well I do understand Afrikaans, because I was just rolling that. Only got lost a few times in a few accents, but so many things because of German and English and my past learning of Afrikaans. I was like right on top of it. 787 Dreamliner's back. What's going on, man? How you doing there? Play it again? Okay. I'll play it again. Here we go. I can dance a little bit, yeah, with my plum top on, because I'm comfortable in my sexuality. Cancer deliberately gave agriculture, Stonehouse, and education. Both are now in shambles. Yeah, they are. They are both in shambles. Very smart of them. Very smart of them. And they gave them unconsequential ministries that they screwed up. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. All right, here we go. Time for new friends.
We remember the dawn of a rainbow dream, Mandela's smile and a steady stream of hope and growth, and a hand held tight, chasing the shadows into the light. But the cupboard got bare and the locks got broke. The new South Africa became a joke, while the looters danced and the coffers drained, and a sleepy voice was all that remained. Oh, let's make new friends, let's turn the to the dusty street. The patronage puppies are tasting the sweet, while the silver is gone
Patronage
and the
puppies.
lights go low. They're putting on such a vintage show with old school slogans and red star lines, while the rest of us look for better signs. They're biting the hand that helped us grow. It's time for the Rogues Gallery to go. We saw the ships on the deep blue sea, but that's not the company for you and me. We don't want the mullahs or the iron fist. Give us a friendship we truly miss. Black, brown, and white, we're standing tall, asking for liberty for one and all. Keep your comrades, we want the bold. We want a story that's paved in gold. Oh, let's make new friends. Let's turn the page, step out of the dark and off of the stage. We don't want the gloom or the backroom deal. We want a future that's bright and real. Goodbye to the shadows, hello to the sun. Let's find a party where everyone's one. Whoa, peace and love and a proper day. New friends. Capitalism looks really great. Democracy is the way to be a brand new friend for you and me. For you and me.
Let's make new friends. That's the one, folks. What do you think? What do you think? There's another version, too. I didn't play the other version. Yep. Anyway. Oh, Wes. What the heck did I get in my mouth, man? Must be eating corn husk. Durko, dumb international rectum crapping overseas. Oh, my goodness. Last bastion of South economy, predominantly white owned. Reciprocal tariffs hit and cancer will not back down, but intensifies abhorrent policies. Then foot and mouth disease. Yeah. And he ignored it for months. You look bright and breezy this morning in that awesome color. Yeah, Barbie bubbles over the ocean. That's because I got plum on. I'm wearing plum. Nancy's got full girlfriends left, says Endo. Sorry, saying, but is it Belufteland? Should be 2 0. No, that's not. Hang on. You got me here. I know how to spell this, but I'm not able to spell it at the moment. Hang on a second. Downloads. Come on. Beloofde. Belufteland. The Promised Land in Afrikaans. Sarsley's statement that people leaving need to let them know because there are exit taxes. Yeah, they make all the fuzzy to actually let them know. Pfft. What's supposed to? They're not there anymore, Sloth Puppy. They won't take them anymore. I don't know what the ones that came are still there as far as I know. They get 90 days, so 90-day visa. So who knows? Teddy Bear, it's pretty good. There's English subtitles in case you're curious. Now it's pretty horrific to listen to. Let me see if I can find. I got to jump ahead about 36 minutes. So it'll help my Africa. I can't put it on the air because it's going to be a copyright thing, but I can play the sound in the background. And I got to jump ahead to about 36 minutes. But there's music.
Tot vluchtelingen.
There's music, so I have to be careful. I can just play a little bit of it. Hang on, is this 36 minutes?
Oh.
No, it's 23 minutes. It's 23. That's.
Belgian.
It's 28. Yeah.
Al wat ek net gesê het is, Here, binnekant aan my Here, help my asseblief, want ek weet nie wat om te doen nie. En my man het vorentoe beweeg. En ek het die vlamme ook gesien van die geweerskote. My man het vorentoe beweeg en daar was stoepse stil.
Well, you have to have a CakeNet subscription. I was forwarded access to something. I don't know if I can share it, so I'd have to find out if I can share it before I do that. I won't get somebody in trouble. All right?
En toe daai stilte kom vir 'n split sekonde, toe begin ek skree. Ek het bitterlik hard geskree en ek het na die staaldeur toe gehardloop en ek het gesê, Here, asseblief help ons. Help my net.
Yeah, this is a woman whose husband was murdered. Yaku was murdered in her home, and she and her 3 sons barely escaped. It's heartbreaking. Then there's a colored couple who lost 2 children. Their 12-year-old was murdered by stray bullets by gangs in the Cape Flats, and then their 5-year-old was killed a year later. Same thing. It's unbelievable. It's heartbreaking to hear this. Heartbreaking to hear it. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's on CakeNet, unfortunately. Crash course for me following your video has been good for me, but now what does 35% mean with the Iran video you shared? In layman's terms, well, it means the things that have a 30% tariff on them, like automobile parts and automobiles, will now have a 50%, except they have a 25% tariff that's global. So they'll now have a 50% tariff for cars. The items that had a 30% tariff, so steel products, things like that, will now have a 55% tariff. Some things were exempted by Trump later on, like citrus and some agricultural products, like certain nuts were exempted. But I think wine will now have a 55% tariff on it, if I'm not mistaken. 18 billion in the fraud, Minnesota. I didn't hear that. That's news. I didn't see that. I was checking these. All the news earlier was from yesterday. I could find almost no news stories from today. The news people were sitting on their duffs. Yeah, so I had to go to Twitter to get a lot of news. No media coverage. Okay.
Ingus se seun NJ het daar die huis en karsleutels gegee en gesê dat hulle moet pad gee uit die huis. En sy en die 3 kinders het gevlug.
Yeah, they fled. Anyway, it's just worse and worse. So I'm on the road today. Thank you for the updates, Catch. But hey, Rena, all right, be careful driving on the road. Yeah, I don't want to bring people down, so I'm not going to play that. But it's really, I was virtually in tears here listening to and watching this. So the first episode, there's a bunch of Ferrayas that are in it. Rian van Heerden included, people who are clueless, wealthy elite and are asshats who have no understanding or appreciation for their fellow man, and dismiss those who go. And then I vomited when I saw Peter Creel appeal, this know-nothing little retard who knows nothing about South Africa and runs his mouth saying these people aren't refugees. He knows nothing. These are idiots. This is an idiot to be promoted, just like Dan Corder, another know-nothing. It runs around with a little bit of information, becomes dangerous because there's idiots that believe what they talk about. Anyway, I'm humbled. I was humbled that I was in this documentary, but now I see that Peter Creel's in it. I'm not so humbled. I was like, seriously? Pete Krukamp is in it. Flip Bice. In the first episode, Bulk van Blerk is in it. Yep. Thank you, Ronald. I love it. Belofteland, Leslie-Ann. It's on CakeNet. It's the documentary that I participate in with Rian van Heerden. He interviewed me in Twin Falls, as well as Willem and Kara interviewed them as well. Yep. So their interview was very powerful. I don't know how much of theirs is going to show up in there. I'm looking forward to it. It's a 6-part documentary. This is part 1. I hope I get to see all 6 parts. Yeah, it's like Johan Rupert Clueless. But these asshats running around, like, you know, the things they say. And this color woman, I really feel sorry for these people who went to America. I really feel bad for them. They just, it's not a promised land. It's not wonderful. Well, it may not be for everybody, but I can point to a lot of people that it is. Thea, the Langtons, the Hotzenbergs, my friends in Las Vegas, the Stoltze family. Quite a few people. No, it's a documentary by Rian van Heerden on CakeNet, and it's 6 parts. I think it's coming out once a week, if I'm not mistaken. So the first part was already out last week. The second part should be out soon. I've been told originally that I was in part 4, but it turns out I'm in part 5. They corrected the record for that. So anyway, Lily. What about Lily? Is Lily here? Why don't I see Lily? How does that happen? She shows up. I don't see Lily. Where are you guys seeing Lily? I'm going to try that. See if she's here. She's not here. What does Lily have to do with anything, Barbie? No, I don't, Karen. I can't share it because I don't know if I have permission. I don't want to get someone in trouble that shared it with me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry. Yes, it's also been very good for Lily. That's correct. Thank you. And the South African hired yesterday, 4 times his salary. Yes, that would be Ben Stapleberg getting 4 times what he made in South Africa, and he got hired in a matter of hours. Yeah. Oh, there's no jobs in America. You live in a FEMA tent. Oh, they'll hate you. They hate South Africans. That's not what I've heard from most people. You're welcome, Karen. Karen, if I can get permission, I will share it. But I don't know that I have it. I don't jeopardize sources. I don't jeopardize identities unless I have people's permission. So I just wanted to let you know that I've seen it, because some people have seen it on CakeNet. They can afford, Mnet and that ridiculous DSTV prices. Odin's Viking, by what metric do they have to measure? They have no metric. They're just rich, connected asshats who say stupid things. Yep. It's comical, because you listen to these people that live in a world where they move with the big political movers and the industrialists and all this stuff, and they live in a world completely disconnected from the rest of South Africans, black, white, and brown. And like, oh, these people just don't want to get along. Want to get along? Dude, you are such an ass. I'm so disgusted. I want to punch these people right in the face. I'm not a violent person, but I want to punch them right in the face and knock their teeth out and watch them wallow on the ground. They have no idea. People, if you knew, some of you know the things I know because you've experienced it. But I know it from hundreds of families, the Braun family, and so many others. What has happened? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I must say, though, that the cinematography is very good. The only thing is they use like the, O Tannenbaum song. That's that music. I guess it means something to South Africans, but to me it's like, O Tannenbaum. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. That's what it sounds like. He needs to get off his diapers first. Yep. Well, you can be young and be smart and be clever and figure things out. I mean, Ben Shapiro was when he was 16. He was a published author. Pretty clever guy. Whether people like him or not, you have to admit that he was. But that's unusual. That's unusual. Carlos, what's going on, brother? Fredo DeToy, Rion, welcome. Welcome. It sounds like Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. Yes, it'll be a liberal bias twisted. Well, perhaps. Perhaps that's an accurate statement. Anyway, but yes, Rion is involved. I met Rion. He interviewed me. Got along with him well, but I can see the bias. He was just unwilling to accept certain things. He wanted to push back on certain things. Look, I have no axe to grind. I have no political office I'm trying to gain in South Africa. I have no investments of any measurable metric whatsoever in South Africa. I have no family in South Africa. I have no property in South Africa. All I have is an interest in the truth. And the truth of the matter is that things are very bad, and these people are burying their heads in the sand because they can. They can afford to live that way, while other people can't. They're not the ones that are pushed out of work, the ones who are denied opportunity because of their skin color, not the ones who are abused or targeted or assaulted or physically harmed because of this. No, it's the other people that have to live with the tragedy. In that video, one of the sons says, will the people that killed Daddy, will they be caught? Can they also be killed the way they killed our father, so that their mothers and their kids, or their wives and their kids, can suffer like we're suffering? That's what one of the kids said to their mother. It's a sick world, ladies and gentlemen. It is a truly, truly sick world. Anyway, yep. So, does anyone want to hear the other version of the song? It's slightly longer. Not you, the moment. No, I know what you meant, Odin's Vikings. I know. No. I wasn't defending myself. I was just making a statement. No, it wasn't defense from what you said. I was just making a point, contrasting myself with those people. Yep. They talk when they have never walked a day in our shoes. Their experience is not ours. Exactly. And then they try to claim that you are not speaking for them. Yeah. Anyway, Flip Bice is interviewed, and there's some really great locations that they used. They used the Fort Trekker Monument. They used, looks like some administrative building or... Anyway, Anton Mulder, what's up? Bex, good morning. Yeah, no, it's heartbreaking for them to suffer that trauma, Double D. And what will that do to their lives? What kind of people will they be after their father's murdered in their home in front of them? I mean, think about that. What kind of life are you going to have when you grow up? What kind of person will you be when you're formed? Look, I dealt with trauma as a kid. I overcame it and didn't become a callous, cold, evil bastard or criminal. But I dealt with a lot of trauma as a kid and some really serious trauma. Not on the same level that some South Africans experience, but really horrific nonetheless. That's not something children should experience. They should have a safe and comfortable and healthy childhood, not the nonsense. The other version of the song. Oh, you want the other version of the song? Okay. Yeah, they doubt their own self-worth, emotional turmoil, psychological damage when being denied employment, to see someone bragging of landing a job with half your qualifications. Yeah, or people who have nothing at all, but they're the Nepo babies of these scumbag tenderpreneurs who drive around in Lamborghinis, Nepo babies, while people are starving for a meal, black, white, and brown. It's disgusting, the corruption, and people have gotten away with it so long, it's unbelievable. All right, so Let's Make New Friends is the other one. That's the one. Let me say a second. All right, so this is Let's Make New Friends. This is the first version.
We remember the dawn of a rainbow dream, Mandela's smile and a steady stream of hope and growth, and a hand held tight, chasing the shadows into the light. But the cupboard got bare and the locks got broke. The new South Africa became a joke, while the looters danced and the coffers drained, and a sleepy voice was all that remained.
Ramaphosa.
Make new friends, let's turn the page, step out of the dark and off of the stage. We don't want the gloom or the backroom deal. We want a future that's bright and real. Goodbye to the shadows, hello to the sun. Let's find a party where everyone's one. From Pretoria's halls to the dusty street, the patronage puppies are tasting the sweet, while the
Bert the
silver
Bison.
is gone and the lights go low. They're putting on such a vintage show with old school slogans and red star lines, while the rest of us look for better signs. They're biting the hand that helped us grow. It's time for the Rogues Gallery to go. We saw the ships on the deep blue sea, but that's not the company for you and me. We don't want the mullahs or the iron fist. Give us a friendship we've truly missed. Black, brown, and white, we're standing tall, asking for liberty for one and all. Keep your comrades, we want the bold. We want a story that's paved in gold. Oh, let's make new friends, let's turn the page, step out of the dark and off of the stage. We don't want the gloom or the backroom deal. We want a future that's bright and real. Goodbye to the shadows, hello to the sun. Let's find a party where everyone's one. Peace and love and a proper date. Make new friends. Capitalism looks really great. Make new Democracy is the way to be. A brand new friend for you and me.
Yeah, that's not new. That's been going on for several years, where they simply invite white applicants in to check a block to say that you were interviewed. We could see this when they were picking high court judges. They bring in the most qualified jurist or most qualified attorney out there, and then the least qualified moron gets picked because they're black. Yeah, this whole thing is so corrupt, it's beyond belief. Hey, Tusi, what's going on, man? Tusi, by the way, what's your first language, if you don't mind? I want to learn something tonight. I don't speak all of South Africa's languages, so I want to learn something tonight. So if you don't mind, Tusi, tell me. You love the energy. Thank you, Bets Corp. And I'm definitely full of energy now. Chobla, V-J. How do you say J? That's not J. Via, Chobla, Via. What's going on? Do ICE have directed energy weapons? I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. I have a directed energy weapon. I'm left-handed, so I lead with my left. Just so you know. Just so you know, when your teeth come out, I lead with my left. Fonz is grumpy. Why? Because the Sharks lost? Hey, Johan Bester. Someone mentioned me in Benoni today. Oh, my goodness. Do you feel guilty applying for the program compared to many worse off? Karen, why do you feel guilty? Are you eligible? Then apply. That's right, Vanna. Southpaw. Twissy, you going to tell me, man? You don't have to. I'm just curious. Fuse has been lit in a big powder keg a long time ago. Yep. No, the burn. It's a slow burn. This is like, this is the working itself into the mind. Donovan Breeden-Hun. Good morning to you. Welcome. Good to see some new users in here. Gus is back. I think Gus is kind of an OG. Gus has been around for a long time. I think you've been around since almost the beginning. What's worse, getting replaced with 3 persons who can't do the job? Well, Anton, I saw that 26 years ago. O.R. Tambo. I was supposed to spend more time in Zimbabwe, but there was no fuel because they had no money because they were murdering people on farms. I was in Zimbabwe and they're murdering people on farms in 2000. Yes, I was. Indeed, I was. It was pretty hairy, crazy time. Anyway, there's no fuel because they couldn't play the Kuwaitis for the pipeline coming up from Mozambique, so they're getting no fuel. So there was a shortage of fuel, and we had a bucky with, how much was it? Shoot. 420, that's 80. At 80 liters on board or something like that, a tank with an aux tank. And then we had 420-liter jerry cans. So we had 160 liters of fuel. We drove from Kasane into Vic Falls, from Vic Falls down to Bulawayo to Masvingo, went to Great Zimbabwe, and contacted the embassy and said, hey, we're coming up. And they're like, well, do you have fuel? I'm like, well, we have some, but we need to refuel when we get to Harare. Like, we have no fuel for you. All we have is fuel for workers to the embassy. We can't give you fuel. So they suggested we turn back, which was a good idea. We left. We went to Matopos. From Matopos, there was not a single petrol station with any petrol in Zimbabwe the whole way. Went back to Botswana, got to Francistown, topped off in the morning. 175 liters. Maybe it was 180 liters in the truck. I don't remember. Anyway, that's the story. I forget now. Anyway, yep. Crazy stuff. Thank you, Mike. Good day. Show is disapproved below. Oh, disapproved. Have you seen more than one episode? Yep. Corporate South Africa, me, I had to train the person who was replacing me. Lost my job and had to train my replacement. So I asked to draft training. Yeah, imagine that, the cheek of them. So the point of the story is I couldn't do all the time I had planned for Zimbabwe. So now I had free time. I had like 3 or 4 extra days. So I went back to Gaborone and flew to South Africa. And then what I did was I contacted our embassy in Windhoek and said, listen, can I come to Namibia on this trip? It wasn't planned, but I'd like to come to Namibia. I'll spend 4 days there. And so I got country clearance approval. I went to the airport. I bought my ticket at the South African Airways ticket counter. There was one white woman who was working her ass off, answering the phones, on the computer, trying to help people. And these 4 black women sitting around. And bullshitting and talking. 4 of them. 4 of them. And they just ignored me. I said, excuse me. And they're like, you know how that is. You got that, right? So this is 26 years ago, just 6 years after the end of apartheid. And they were disrespectful asshat people then. These people working for South African Airways. And so they ignored me. And I'm standing there, I'm like, seriously? And then finally, the lady who was taking phone calls, weren't mobile phones back then, it was a landline. And she got up and came over and helped me, said, how can I help you, sir? I said, well, I'm trying to book a ticket. What's their deal? Well, I'm training them to replace me. What? They're not learning. She goes, yeah, 26 years ago. You wonder why South African Airways is a failed airline? This patronage bullshit for lazy, lard-ass, lazy people. Yep. So that was already 26 years ago. Wife were also talking the other day, what is going to happen to the people who don't have resources to travel or get passports, living day to day without a steady income? Feel for them. Well, Vimpy, a lot of people don't have money to get passports and travel, but they're finding a way to do it. If there's a will, there's a way. But man, I tell you, the belly aching I get from people. When I had no money and no food, I found a way to survive legally without stealing from people. CEO of Standard Bank got grilled because he crunched the numbers and criticized B because he had a 22% bloated black workforce to meet its targets. Too many competent white managers, you see. Yeah. Ah, isiZulu. Yes, I know Shaka Zulu. Yep. And I also know Zulu Dawn. And I know the movie Zulu with Michael Caine. Mangosuthu Buthelezi was in that movie. He played one of the Impi chiefs. Yep. Impi commanders. Mangosuthu Buthelezi was in the movie with Michael Caine. Yep. So you speak, I figured it was Zulu, but okay, someone told me how to say good day in Zulu. Oh, no, I know Sawubona. I know that. That means I see you. So Tusi. Sawubona. Sawubona. I can do that. Sawubona. You do what you have to do to get passports. Exactly. Can I take a bottle of 12-year-old whiskey to the USA? You'll have to declare it. I don't think there will be any customs on it. You get a limit of how much you can bring in, but yeah, I imagine you can. You're going to have to carry it on, though. Although I'm not sure how that works with the airports in South Africa. In the States, you can't take liquid into a flight, so I think the answer is probably no, unless it's packed, but then it's going to get broken. I've warned you. I've warned you. You don't listen. You don't listen, man. Very disrespectful. There's no need for that. Okay. Pretty nice superior system, but I'll move mountains and eat bread and definitely to pay for travel passport. Yep. Anthony Nodia, what's going on? Anthony. El Marie, what's up? Sawubona mumzana. Yeah, no. Sigi no Swana. Yeah. Set Swana for me. Motswana, eh? Kisihili Sente. It's that time. Oh, you got to go. Sorry, Xavier. That was quick. Yeah, I don't know the answer. I'm bringing the Conrad. Honestly, I don't know. People give me all the wine in South Africa. I always leave it in South Africa. I don't even chance it. We used to be able to take this stuff, but liquids have become such a problem. And the problem is, even if you have it, when you get to the States, you have to get another flight, then you can't take liquids. I mean, I don't know. Once you're in the airport, duty free. I guess, I don't know, because they have duty free, but I don't know how that works. I'm not the person. I never buy liquids. I never take any alcohol. I never declare anything. I don't have cigarettes. So I'm probably the last person to ask that question for. Buster, borderline being disrespectful. That was, what was it? Zulu Shmulu. What's that supposed to mean? Did I take it incorrectly? If so, I apologize. It's a gift package in a special can. Yeah, I got your Conrad, but I don't know. My recommendation is you check the airline. You find out what airline you're going on and check the airline. Or just do it now. It's most likely to be Delta or United, so just go and check and see what the policy is. Donovan says, drink it before you go. Yeah. 2 liters in duty free. But that's in duty free. That's inside the airport. That's not taking in the airport. So that's, again, I'm not an expert. I'm not the right person to ask about this. I don't take anything like that. Now, I have unintentionally gotten through. Yeah, I don't think you get through customs. I have unintentionally gotten through customs with stuff apparently I'm not supposed to have. I mean, I went to New Zealand and they were obsessed with checking out my boots, which I'd never worn. I had a brand new pair of hiking boots from LL Bean, and they were in my suitcase, and they were still in the box, in the paper. The shoelace is not even stitched up properly. I was going to put them on when we got to New Zealand. I just slipped my feet in and saw that they fit before I went. And and they were obsessed with that. Well, you can't take biltong into New Zealand, but I had like 3 kgs of biltong because I just left Botswana and then South Africa. I had like 3 kgs of biltong. So the whole time I was in New Zealand for the World Cup in 2011, I was eating biltong from South Africa. I didn't know you could take it in. I wasn't trying to break the rules. And then I've actually come into America with some biltong in the past, not realizing you're not supposed to have that. So. Well, thank you. It's more a plum color, Shawnee. What's going on in Minnesota, man? Natasha, what's going on? Anyway. Tusi, congratulations on your kids passing the matric. I hope it was that they got a real education, not like so many other South Africans who get cheated out of education. Yeah. Fred Baranga, what's up, man? Yeah, airport authorities and immigration don't care about gifts and care about the provenance of your things for a lot of reasons. They just have their rules and they have their rules. Back in the day, it wasn't an issue. You could just take it. But everything changed. Now, I will tell you that I was gobsmacked when I came back from the Women's World Cup. That'd be this, the Women's World. This, by the way, this is like rubber. The thing on here is rubber. It's not print. That's rubber. So anyway, so I came back from the Women's World Cup in England, and I went through the line, and I was rushing to drink all my water and my Starbucks I had with me, because I was still drinking Starbucks then. And the security guys on the outside at Heathrow are like, no, you guys, because I wasn't the only one. People were trying to down their drinks. Like, you don't have to drink that. You can take the drinks through. I'm like, take the drinks through. And I went through, and they said new rules. For flights, I guess the flights to States, they made a new rule on a trial basis that we could take liquids. I was like, wow, I was dumbfounded. Absolutely dumbfounded. Jägermeister. South African brews. If you can't get into USA, plenty of work in Vietnam, teaching science, math, and English. No Adidas. Well, have fun there, not me. Oh, then I owe an apology, Buster. I owe you an apology. Mea culpa. I thought it was disrespectful. So if it wasn't, then my apologies. All right? My apologies to you. Thank you for that, Buster. I thought it was something rude. I don't want people being rude to my guests on the program and my viewers. No, here in Minnesota, the government of Twin Cities are suing. Yeah, I know. I've got that story. They're suing. It's going to go nowhere. There's no basis for that. Good morning, Anjoven. Got learner's test today. Wish me luck. Learner's test, I assume you must be a refugee that's in the States and you're talking about a driver's test. Good luck with that. That means you have to do the driving test. Buster says we're good. Okay, thank you, Buster. Buy a donkey. Or a horse if you can't afford a donkey. Okay. Donkeys are cheaper though, aren't they? Unless the Chinese are eating them all. Ugh. Your uncle speaks fluent Zulu and it disappeared. Anyway. All right, so, but you understand where I'm coming from, Buster. I get a number of people that misbehave, and that's why the chat can be problematic. So if I get it wrong, I'm willing to say I got it wrong. Anyway, yeah. So, folks, once again, the big Texas meet and greet scheduled for the 31st of January, a little under 3 weeks from today. We have secured a venue in Argyle, Texas. I'll show you where that's at. Maps. Google. It's near Dallas-Fort Worth. Argyle, Texas. So it's in the northwest from Dallas and Fort Worth. Let me show you that very quickly here, and we'll zoom out. Okay, that's Texas. Dallas has got the big ring on the right, and on the left is Fort Worth, a bit smaller. If you go north of Texas, near the Motor Speedway, you go up there, you see a bunch of lakes up there. I think they're mostly reservoirs. You go up here, there's Argyle right there. Right there. You get this big reservoir lake over here. Anyway, so now to show you where that's at in relationship to, I think Dallas-Fort Worth Airport's right there, so that's kind of handy. It's just a short jaunt up to Argyle. Just take this road over here and you're up there. So quick and easy. Traffic should be easy. Okay, there's Dallas-Fort Worth, and we're zooming out. There's Texas. You can see that. That's where Argyle's at, and that's where it is in relationship to America. You can see the blue dot. That's central Pennsylvania. That's where I'm at. See the blue dot over there? That's where I'm at. It's a long jaunt. That's why I have to fly. Yep. So, yep, I'll be flying there on the 29th and coming back on the 3rd. So I'll be doing a lot of broadcasts from Texas. I've been to Texas in a couple of years, so looking forward to it. Last time I was there, I was in Dallas. I drove to Houston and came back to Dallas. That is a long drive. Professor G, I'm waiting to hear from him whether he's going to be able to make it or not. Lee will be there. Oh, okay. No, that's okay. No, Anjoven, I didn't know. Well, good luck with your learner's test in South Africa. Corrupt when they finish their degree, no job. That is a life in South Africa, no job. Their children end up taking drugs. Oh, my goodness. Smoking barbecue. Well, we will be having a braai. That's confirmed tonight. Yeah, so that'll be exciting. Well, like a braai. I'll find out tomorrow. I've got a conference call with the people who helped me organize it in Texas. Austin, an excellent expanding waste management industry. Yeah, Austin's pretty leftist though, so you can have it. Never been to Austin. Pretty leftist though. Well, they'll either be warmer, but let's take a look at the current temperature and current temp in Argyle, Texas. Current temperature in Argyle. It is Warmer? It's 7 degrees Celsius. It's colder in Texas than it is here right now. Right now in Texas, it's 17 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 30 degrees Fahrenheit in Pennsylvania. Warmer? No, it's colder in Texas. And on next Monday, it's going to be 14 degrees, even colder than it is today. No. What's my opinion of Topeka, Kansas? That's all right, Loretta. It's all right. It's Kansas. It's Kansas. It's kind of out there, but it's lovely. You will join, and the soul will be there one day to enjoy. Meet and greet will be a legend, everyone. Let's hope so, Conrad. Great bass fishing state country. Yep. What do I think about Freedom Plus? I'm going to vote for them, and many black people are thinking about voting for them. I don't know who these black people are, too, so you're thinking about voting for the Freedom Plus. I have been, so interest of full disclosure, I have been covering South Africa's elections since I started doing these broadcasts when I retired from the Army in 2019. In 2020, I began urging people to vote, and then in 2021, about 9 months before the election, I started doing videos on the upcoming election and the importance of winning an outright majority in municipalities where it's possible to unseat the ANC so you don't have to have a fractious coalition. I interviewed approximately 40 candidates from 7 political parties, no EFF, no ANC. I asked the ANC, but they just ignored me. I won't ask the EFF. They're racist. I don't interview racists. So that included ACDP, the Freedom Front Plus, the DA, Neil de Beer's party, UIM, and a bunch of the IFP, Velancosi Halabisa, and leaders of, I think, 5 of those parties I interviewed. Anyway, so the Freedom Front Plus, if you look at their platform, see, the problem with the Freedom Front Plus is that people lie about them. They call them a white party, and yes, they're overwhelmingly a white party, but that's because of the press and the fact that the party in the past didn't do a good job of getting its message out. You will find, Tusi, I think you'll agree with it, most South Africans are conservative. They're mostly people of faith, mostly Christians, but also some Muslims and a few Jews, who are people of faith who believe in conservatism. They're not radical lunatics like these white pink-haired tunnies that run around and scream about things. No, they're mostly reasonable people who believe in family values and want to raise their family. If you look at that, if that's who you are, I suggest you look at the ACDP, which is more a religious focus, but it's still a legitimate party, or you look at the Freedom Front Plus. And the Freedom Front Plus is a party, if you look at their values, you look at what they're calling for, they just want peace, liberty, freedom, and individual choice. And they want to preserve the family and respect for life. That's who they are. And that's actually how they behave in governance in the places where they've been in coalitions. So I don't know who these black people are, but I'm encouraged to hear that because I told the Freedom Front Plus when Dr. Groenewald was the leader that you need to get into the communities where black South Africans are, particularly in Gauteng, so that you get more heft in Pretoria and in Tshwane. In Tshwane and in Joburg. Yeah. So, and I've been telling them ever since that. I've heard that they've made some outreach to colored communities and they're trying to make more outreach. There are some people who are black in the Freedom Front Plus. I interviewed one of their candidates in Pretoria, a black candidate for Freedom Front Plus for ward councilor a couple years ago in 2021. So what do I think of them? I think that it's an honorable party. People will accuse you of being a coconut. They'll call you all kinds of racist names, most likely, but who cares what other people have to say? You have to make a decision for yourself and your family. And if that's who you want to vote for, then that's who you want to vote for. If you want to vote for the DA, then that's what you want to do. I wouldn't vote for them. They lost their way a long time ago, as if they ever had it. But I'm not advocating for the Freedom Front Plus, but if you're asking me, it's a good choice. I think it's a fairly good choice for you to pick, whether you're black, white, or brown. Yeah. No, Chugsy, I will not do an EFF interview. Now, if Juju corner me and ask me or beg me for an interview, I might do one. But short of that, I don't interview them. They're just a bunch of race hustlers. They're nasty, evil people. That's why they've been wiped out of KZN, and they don't exist. They have about 2% of the vote. After they had nearly 10% in KZN, they've just been completely wiped out. They had over 10% in KZN. They've been just completely reduced to nothing. The DA treaded water, about 16%. The IFP gained a bit, and they gained a lot more municipalities because they gained just enough because the ANC voters disappeared. So if you have 100 voters and you had 40, you had 30 before. The ANC had 50, but 25% of the ANC people stayed home. The ANC only gets 25. You got 40 still. Suddenly you control the municipality, which is what happened in much of KZN. And of course, MK Party, which is a vanity project for Jacob Zuma. Once he dies, it'll go away. Well, William Watson on wheels, it's making life difficult for everybody, and a lot of South Africans. Did you see? You're welcome to see. You vote for who you want to see. That's your democratic right and freedom. You asked for my opinion. I shared it, and I hope it was valuable for you. Favorite top? Oh, you like this one, Leslie? Okay. Yeah, some people are saying that Black South Africa is calling for Peter Groenewald to be president. He would be a fantastic president, but only if you had a government that was manageable. If you have a fractious government where the ANC has 20%, the DA has 20%, the IFP has 18%, MK has 18%, EFF has 10%, and the Freedom Front Plus has 5%, you're going to have a problem. We went to Dartmouth Home Series yesterday after 6 night because both our passwords are stolen. My wife's handbag. What a surprise. They're open extra time. Huh. Until the 16th. What's the 16th? What's going on then? Sorry to hear that, Mike. Wow. Yeah, this is the problem with carrying passports around. That's why I don't carry mine around. But that doesn't mean anything. They just break in and steal it from me too. So South Africa's just a mess, man. Just a mess. It really is. In so many ways. All right. Oh, come on. Stupid frickin'. All right. Rhetoric I hear from black neighbors is that white people want apartheid. Who wants apartheid? See, this is the problem. Okay, listen to me, folks. This is the problem. Brainwashing. Apartheid was bad for almost everybody. Oh, yeah, shocker, even for white people. It was an oppressive system. White people who spoke up against the system were banned or imprisoned. White people were forbidden from having relations with brown and black people. White people were forbidden from going places like black people were forbidden from going places. It wasn't the same, but still it was oppressive. You couldn't gamble. You couldn't watch pornography. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Everything was Dutch Reformed Church, thumb down on everything. It was repressive for everybody. There were degrees and levels of oppression, but almost nobody had freedom. And by the end, in the last 15 years of the apartheid state, it was a police state. It was a police state run by the military, the police, and the presidency. The part was a rubber stamp. It had no say in what was going on in South Africa. It just did what it was told. And the people suffered what they had to. The whole thing was oppressive. Nobody in their right mind wants apartheid back. Nobody wants it back. Yeah, so it's just nonsense. They're brainwashed. Well, DA diehards, Karen, are just like ANC diehards. They're no different. They're brainwashed too. They will vote for that party till the cows come home. By the way, the DA says that John Steenhuisen is not guilty of anything. He's been cleared in the DA credit card situation. So let me jump to that. Where is that at? DA investigation clears John Steenhuisen of any abuse allegations of his credit card. So I'm going to talk about this now. Let me do that since we're talking about the DA. The investigation, that's clearly John Steenhuisen some time ago because his jacket fits, his hair's sharp, and he looks a bit younger. So, Democratic Alliance leader John Steenhuisen has been cleared of allegations that he abused a party credit card following an internal investigation by the party's leadership. DA's federal executive met Monday to consider the matter and accepted findings that found no evidence of misappropriation of party funds. But it isn't about the misappropriation of party funds, folks. It isn't about that. See, now they're going to make it look like he's in. It's just like, Parliament found no wrongdoing by President Ramaphosa by violating customs regulations and immigration and SARS and stuffing $580,000 in U.S. currency in a sofa at his Pala Pala game ranch. We found no wrongdoing. No, you found no violations of ethics for the Parliament because you're idiots. Of course it's a violation of ethics. The guy should be out of office and in jail most likely. So this is the same thing. The DA has found no wrongdoing. It wasn't a question of wrongdoing. His credit card wasn't suspended because of wrongdoing. You see how they moved the goalpost? All right, let me line up the kick. Wait, what are you doing? I'm sorry, we're moving the goalpost. Now you have to kick over here. What the hell is that? John Steenhuisen wasn't accused of misuse of the party credit card. His credit card was suspended because he's a deadbeat, because he can't pay his damn bills. That's why it was credited. $150,000 unpaid personal credit card, a judgment from the court against him. The leader of the major opposition party in South Africa, drawing a salary of 2.6 million rand per year from his government job alone. And the man can't pay his credit card. I mean, we're talking $8,000. When I go to South Africa, I have bigger credit card bills than that I have to pay off. And I have to suffer without resource because I'm paying for my trip. And Johnny Steenhuisen can't pay for his credit card bill. And by the way, it wasn't $150,000 overnight, 150,000 rand overnight. It built up over time. A deadbeat. The man should be removed from any committee, any ministerial position because he's fiscally irresponsible. We're supposed to trust this guy with the fiscus, with the money, with the This is ridiculous. The DA is a joke, an absolute joke. This investigation should not be investigating whether he had abused the credit card. That's not the issue. This is diversion. It's absolutely diversion. Absolutely diversion. It has nothing to do with whether he abused a credit card. Who accused him of I never accused him of that. I don't remember the press saying he abused the credit card. I know that Dion George suspended his credit card because he's a deadbeat. Mr. Uber Eats can't pay his bills. Why in the world would you trust a politician with a party credit card when they can't pay their personal credit card? If you think that I would tell Ronaldo that there's sanctions coming and I know about it and I wouldn't do something out myself, you must be smoking your socks, Sven. Why in the world would I pass up an opportunity to get a breaking coup? I had 3 coups. I had 3 breaking news stories that broke the news to the world in 1 week. That was amazing. At the end of December. That was incredible. That's 2 Decembers in a row. Ends of December, I've had very good ends of December. Last year it was Knobs and Kesey. This year it was, it wasn't the end of December, it's mid-December. This year it was the raid on Woodmead and then the U.S. response and all the stuff that took place there. And the doxing of the official. No, if I had a breaking news story like that, I'd share it after I publish my video. Yep. Well, Hasigi, whether it makes them open to bribery or not, or makes them vulnerable, isn't the issue for me. As a counterintelligence officer, I support your conclusion because as a counterintelligence investigating agent, that's exactly why we investigate cases of derogatory information. This is derogatory information. The fact that the man who is in his, is he 50 now, 48, and is this irresponsible with his money, can't pay his credit card bill? What the hell? He had a judgment against him because he didn't pay his credit card bill. That should have been front page news. Well, I agree. He never should have taken a ministerial position to remain the party leader. But I said the same thing about Dr. Groenewald. And Dr. Groenewald didn't stand for re-election. He let Corny Mulder stand and win the election, which was smart. But John Steenhuisen, being a minister and leader of the party, he has conflict of interest. He is serving his master, Cyril Ramaphosa, and pretending to serve the interests of the Democratic Alliance, which he's not doing. He's not doing. If someone doesn't stand against him and win the election, the DA conference, then the DA is dead. Their only chance to survive is to get rid of this guy, jettison him, kick him to the curb. His arrogance, his asshattery, his rudeness, his disrespectfulness, and his complete incompetence, kick it to the curb and start afresh with someone that's actually competent. Now, you can take your pick who you want that to be. Some of the talented people are very inexperienced, but you know what? Inexperienced means they're also not corrupted. Yep. No, I know, son. I know. I don't know where he gets that information from or if that's just an expectation on his part. I have zero indication the United States is going to take any action against South Africa at this stage. Zero. In fact, I'm losing interest in them actually doing something at this point. Yep. Yeah, this GNU nonsense. Exactly right. I lost my mind after my son died, so I have empathy with all the people who had bad experience. Marty Erasmus, I'm sorry, what are you referring to? We're not talking about loss now. What did I miss? Or are you behind in the chat? It makes them open for the... Yeah, okay. As Englishman, we were looked down on by National Party. I had non-white friends through music. They set their dogs on us at peaceful music concert. The rest of those I could. That's crazy. We don't want apartheid. We don't care what color the next president exactly, as long as they have an honest government that works. Exactly, that's the point. But the propaganda spread about white South Africans is just vile and repulsive. Yeah, white people had friends, other colors, their homes were trashed, and they were in prison. Yes, I know that. I know that. Without the DA, the ANC would have struggled to pass the Bella bill. Yep. Without the DA, Ramaphosa wouldn't be president. The MK and EFF would not have voted for Ramaphosa. He would have been done. This is all to prop up Cyril Ramaphosa. Why? The guy is an incompetent mess. A master businessman. He's never accomplished anything. All the wealth he has, he was handed. He hasn't done anything with it. You give me $350 million in 1994, I'd be a multi-billionaire many times over today. Hell, you become a billionaire just by investing the damn money at this point in a savings account or a certificate deposit. Of course, you have to find some big banks to give that kind of savings account. But the point is that he's not a smart businessman. He's never accomplished. He's never built a damn thing in his life. He's just a leech. That's what he is. He's never accomplished a damn thing. All the lies. So, yeah, no. He's not impressed. Well, Tutsi, President Trump is helping you. He's exposed what's going on in South Africa to the world. I've been doing it, but I don't have the platform President Trump has. He's been doing it, and the world is much of the world's paying attention now. Yep, but you will take comfort in this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ANC's 114th birthday party in Pilanesberg. Where the hell is it at? Let me get to... Excuse me. Why does it do this to me? I have something and then I can't find it. It's really annoying. Okay, let's go back here and try it again. Okay. Here it is.
I greet the national officials and members of the ANC National Executive Committee, the leadership of COSATU, the SACP and SANCO. I also extend my greetings
Look at how full that
to
is.
representatives of the ANC and...
I know most of you don't want to hear his voice. Look at that big stage. Look at the empty stadium. Nobody there. Oh, it was the heat. Bull. Oh, the lines were hard to get there. Bull. They went to a 20,000 seat stadium. They can only fill it 30%. 30% to the comrades. He greets Emerson Mnangagwa, the fascist dictator of a stolen country of Zimbabwe, a man who surrendered his office as vice president and fled to South Africa, claiming they tried to poison him at a county fair with his ice cream. Then he comes back illegally, is installed as the president, then steals an election. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Nobody. Nobody there. 30% max. I turned the noise off. Unbelievable. Empty seats everywhere. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, folks. That's ridiculous. So, we want to see something interesting. You want to see something embarrassing? You see what's happening now. Oh, ICE is evil. ICE is terrible. Trump is evil. Kicking people out. He's a racist. These people are just our neighbors. They've lived here forever. Let's turn the clock back. You ready for this? You ready for this? Oh, yeah. Do you see much news coverage of that, Shawnee? No. Yeah, let's check this out. So this is Barry Obama when he was president, and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton just last year during the Kamala Harris campaign Listen to this. He's a little hard to hear, but the rest of them you can hear pretty good.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported.
What?
If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up.
Good.
The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Standing ovation. Every member of Congress. $30 years ago, that's what the Democrats had to say. That's what the Democrats had to say. They had to say that illegal immigrants, and now these wackadoodles, screw them. Round them up, put them in zip ties, arraign them, detain them, process them, convict them, incarcerate them, and if they're American citizens, if we can find some way to strip them of citizenship, then do that. Yep. Exactly right. Obama has deported more illegal aliens than any president. Trump is on a pace to beat him in this term, but no, Obama has deported more than anyone. Now they can't even say illegal immigrants. Exactly. They call them migrants and immigrants. They're neither. They're liars. Yep. Yes, Karen. But the thing is, you know what? My view on KZN, let it happen. I don't care. I don't care if the NFP betrays the people of KZN and sides with MK. Go ahead. Go ahead. Especially now. Don't dilly-dally. Get it done now. We've got months before a municipal election. Let them destroy KZN, and so the voters can see, and then MK can just swoon, and this Vanity Project can go away sooner. If MK takes over KZN province, the Vanity Project for South Africa with MK will disappear much sooner. I don't lose any sleep over it. Of course, it doesn't affect me. I don't live on the ground there, but that's my take on it. It was before the woke virus. Yep. The buses usually stops at my shops just outside Brits on their way to the events. There's normally 5 to 8 just from Tabe. Only 2 buses. Neither one's full. Yeah, bad business. The ANC is a disaster. The ANC is like syphilis. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. ANC is like gonorrhea. Nobody wants it. All right, they're all talk, but Trump is action. Yep. Yep. Oh, no, Monty, this is not a real problem. This is not a new problem. This problem has been going on since the 1970s. In 1985 or 86, I think it was, President Reagan gave amnesty to 3 million criminal alien invaders, mostly Mexicans at that time. He allowed 3 million people to have status here. They were here illegally, and he rewarded them. And that was the wrong message to send. They also, the other problem, so we all love Reagan. Reagan was the exalted one. He's a great president, except for Iran-Contra, Social Security, and illegal aliens. He gave 3 million illegal aliens status, and that just encouraged more of these scumbags to invade our country. That's the first problem. Second problem, he doubled the rate of taxation on Social Security. Doubled it. We now pay 12.5% of our income to Social Security. 12.5% of every paycheck, up to $100,000 you pay it. 12.5%. Now you're gonna say, no, you don't. It's only 6.25%. No. That's your portion. Your employer has to pay the other half. I'm self-employed, so I get to pay 12.5%. So I know the reals, and I knew it a long time ago. So that's the second problem. And then Iran-Contra, he just wasn't there. Gone by the time Oliver North came in to abuse the system. No, those are the 3 bad things during his term. The rest of his term was fantastic. He should invoke the Insurrection Act. I agree. And he should go start with Michelle Wu, Brandon Johnson, Jacob Fry, the idiot in Seattle, don't even know her name, Gavin Newsom, Pritzker. Take them all down. Hey, Rick Hearn, what's going on? Anyway, let's get back to Trump and Iran. I didn't cover these things yet before people get frustrated and want to leave on me. There we go. All right, so President Trump said that effective immediately. Any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. This order is final and conclusive. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Ouch. Trump says nations doing business with Iran face a 25% tariff on U.S. trade. Wow. Announced a 25% tariff on countries doing business with Iran. He's not messing around. 25% tariff on countries that trade with Iran.
We may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting. But a meeting is being set up. Iran called, they want to negotiate. There seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence.
They rule through violence. Iran is prepared for war but open U.S. talks. There's more than 500 reported killed. Well, that number is much higher than that now. Yep, they want to talk. Iran has withdrawn from Simonstown naval exercise, according to Peter Fabricius, and this is a follow-up report on News 24. So, why did they withdraw? Well, the ANC gives excuses which aren't plausible. Chemical fumes force evacuations Montague Gardens earlier today. It was horrific. This is, wow, bad mojo. A cloud of chemical fumes, toxic, hung over Montague Gardens in Cape Town on Monday, forcing firefighters to evacuate there and rush in to contain the hazard. Wow. Roads nearby remain closed while crews work to control the situation. That was bad mojo, man. No, Donovan, no, stop. See. You just don't know the whole story. Okay, 37%. You want empathy? No. I pay 28% federal income tax. I pay 3% Pennsylvania Commonwealth income tax. I pay 18% Social Security Medicare tax. Add it all together. 49% of my income, buddy. 49%. You're looking for empathy? You're not going to get it from me. I pay 49% of my income. And on top of that, the money I make from YouTube, which isn't all that much, they take 30% of everything, and they take 45% of all my ad revenue. So, yeah, I get about 25% of the money that comes from YouTube. So, yep, the rest goes to the tax man and to YouTube. Oh, yeah, he called it Islamic Republic. Well, that's what they are. Let me see if I cover that, Mad Max. Hang on. House Representatives approved the 3-year extension after growth opportunity after voice note. Saw legislation passed by 2/3. Bill now goes to the Senate for further action. so this Brian Kazaa idiot, yeah, it's so clueless. Oh, man. This guy is clueless. Hang on, I gotta fix this real quick. God bless it. He says that U.S. lawmakers support AGOA massively because it used as a tool and weapon to impose policies on African countries and control African governments. Without it, they find it difficult to lecture Africa. This modern-day slavery fell for it. What a bunch of bullshit. The U.S. government has let countries that abuse their citizens stand on the list when they shouldn't. They've never held people to account. They've only removed 2 or 3 countries during the time. Milking the cows. Currently, okay. Well, it doesn't mean anything. Also, I have to look at the House bill on AGOA. This is introduced by Jason Smith. reauthorizes for a program that lapsed for 3 years. Let me find the bill. But see, here's the thing. People have to understand. Thank you for that, Max. I didn't see that. But here's the thing. It really doesn't matter because that doesn't mean anything. The fact that the bill is being extended, all the countries that are on it will have to be approved. And any of them can be removed at any time. MK won our war by 22 votes in by-elections from DA. MK counselors, MIBD counselors, fantastic, said DA performance jeopardizes from voting. Huh? Islamic around clear distinction. Okay. Yep. Did chat stop? Are we live? What's going on here? Yeah, we're live. Okay. Well, my chat's frozen over here. That super chat broke it. There we go. Yeah, my chat was stuck too. I had to refresh it. Yeah, it wasn't just me then. My chat was stuck in my streaming software. Must have been a hiccup from YouTube. I assume he loves night owls. Cool. Good morning, F. Donovan says, holy crap, wow, I was not aware you went. Yeah, it's not a competition, man, but people think, oh, it's easy. No. I had to pay taxes again today. I have till the 15th. I overpaid my taxes, I hope by a lot, because it's too difficult to do the itemize and what I can deduct, this, that, and the other. So I just sent a bunch of cash from my business account to pay for my tax again today. Yeah. For 2025, because I get till January 15th to pay it. So I estimated taxes, I'm guessing, and I'm guessing way over the mark because you get hit with a massive fine and they start auditing you if you don't pay enough. So let them have my money interest-free for a few months and hopefully I'll get it back. Yeah, at least some of it. Yeah, no, Donovan, it wasn't a competition, man. It wasn't a competition, but yeah, see, the 12.5% is just Social Security. That doesn't include Medicare, Medicaid, federal income tax, state income tax, and that's before there's any consumption taxes. I mean, if I look at my bills, here, let's see. Here's the electricity bill. Now I'm going to tell you what taxes are on here, but I'm not going to tell you the amounts because my bill is almost nothing because I had solar. So there's a on my electricity bill, there is a standard rate for the kilowatt hours. And then there's another rate for the kilowatt hours, which I don't get why that one's. Then there's a customer charge of $11.38. That's one amount I'll tell you. So just having a connection cost me $11.38. So what is that? It's about 500 Rand or something like that. 11.38. Oh, well, no, 190. That's 200 Rand just to be connected to the grid. Then there's a distribution charge. $30, so 3 times that for distributing electricity. Well, how else do I get it unless you distribute it? Why am I paying a specific distribution charge? Default service support charge, a LED conversion charge, LED. I'm not using LEDs. A TCGA voluntary surcharge, which isn't voluntary. It's on my bill. I didn't sign up for it. And then there's a credit. Then there's a state sales tax on top of that. That is just the electric bill. 5 extra charges. Then there's the cable bill, and all kinds of and telephone bills. With all kinds of taxes and charges tacked onto there. My cable bill, 40% of the cable bill is taxes and fees that I have no say over. Then there's consumption taxes, there's gasoline taxes, there's sales tax. It never ends. They just steal everything you have. We could all live so much better if we had better governance and less intrusive government, and government quit stealing our money. Yep. Double D says you're good, and then expat says so awesome. What's that? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, no, Donovan. It sounds a lot like yours. It's just ridiculous. Just give me the damn bill. Figure out what it costs for you to produce and distribute the electricity and provide it to me. Give me the bill. based on the cost per hour, where you make a small profit, and then we're good. None of this, and the other. You know, it's just crazy what they do. It's absolutely crazy. So anyway, no. I wasn't trying to compete. I'm saying that there's a lot more to it. But here's the thing: that bill, I have $20. That's all I paid, because I had solar credits, which paid for all the electricity, and I got a little bit more credit to add to the next bill to pay for that electricity. So in the wintertime, I don't get as much. In fact, I haven't even looked at it. I used to look at it almost every day. I don't even look at it. So let me see how we're doing here for electricity, how much my solar panels are generating. Okay, it's been ages, so let me check it out here. Hopefully my app remembers me. Taking a little while to get to it here. Yeah, okay. All right, so today was a bad day, just 10 kilowatt hours. I burn about 17 kilowatt hours per day on average, so I'm in the hole today. Yep. But this is now the third year. Yep. So, yeah. Well, fourth year, technically, because it was November 2023 that I started. So there's the little blue line on the side there. That was 2023, just November, December. Then purple's 24, and tan is 25. And then the one on the other side, tiny one for January, is 26. Yep. So, yep. So, yeah, it just varies. Lifetime, I produced 19.5 megawatts. In 2 years and 3 months. 19.5 megawatts. This month I produced 140, and that's in 12 days, so that's not going to cut it. 140, 12 days. 140, 12 days. That's not going to be nearly enough to pay. So I'm going to have to wind up paying for crap. Hang on a second here. Calculator. 140 divided by 12 equals 11.66. So I'm about 6 kilowatt hours per 5.5 kilowatt hours per day in the hole. So I'm already like 50 in the hole this month. Credits for solar, but they want to charge us for not using ESCO. I know, it's crazy, Donovan. I know how it works over there. It's crazy. But this is Pennsylvania. It's different in different states. In California, they pay you a fraction of it. Here, by law, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania forces the electric company, the provider, to buy your electricity at the same rate they charge you. So in some places, they give you like 10 cents per kilowatt hour. They charge you 18 cents. So all the stuff you sell to them, they give for half price. But here, they give you full price. That's been really good. So, oh, got you. You good? Okay, yeah, I'm good to go. Okay, thank you. Good to go, as we say. Sometimes I wonder if this tax is due to board lawyers and accountants. Yeah, no, it's decent, Donovan. That's why I went for it. Also, I didn't pay for the panels. I didn't pay a penny. No deposit, no credit history, no loan, no nothing. What happens is the state of Pennsylvania was trying to reduce consumer consumption because the new data centers were coming. So they came up with a scam, and they used to be in their solar charges, no longer anymore because I have solar panels. But when I didn't have solar panels, everyone who didn't have solar panels had to pay a small few cents every month for the solar panel charge. And that went into a fund. And that fund was used to finance solar installations in homes. And so you had one company that ran around and sold you on solar. And what they did is they borrowed the money, or excuse me, they installed it, and then a second company is the financing company. The financing company borrowed the money or fronted the money, and then you have to pay off their loan. But I don't get credit for credit history, and the thing is that they get to raise the percentage every year by 2.6% or 2.4% or 2.1% every year. And they've done that. 2024, 2025, 2026, they've raised it. So when I started paying for the electricity, that charge, it was $94 a month. Now it's $102 a month, and it's going to go up again next year. But the thing is that money pays off their loan, and over time, it becomes my solar panels. So I'll own the solar panels outright at some point. So yeah, so I paid nothing. They just came, they installed, they got the approval from the home association, from the township, from the state, from the utility regulator. All of them had to approve it. They installed all the stuff. I put no equipment in. Now, I don't have any batteries to store anything, which is fine with me because I don't want a battery burning my house down. What's this? Mad Max has got something new for us. Yeah, so it was a really good deal. I mean, I had to think long and hard about it. Terry William Kelly, who invested millions of dollars into Chirowe Lodge, lost his property. Zimbabwe Supreme Court canceled his 25-year lease. Well-known safari lodge with visitors from around the world, he operated the lodge for 15 years through his company under 2 leases and a settlement agreement issued by Zim Parks. was accepted rent and treated the lease as valid for many years. Courts later ruled the lease was invalid because it did not have clear approval from a reasonable minister. Although the lease document carried the former minister's signature and former Parks confirmed it was received through official channels, Minister so-and-so denied signing it because no one could prove she personally signed the document. The courts ruled against him. This decision ignored the fact that the government allowed Kelly to operate for years and benefit from his investment in rental payments. Kelly now faced eviction without compensation due to failure within government process that was beyond his control. State's acceptance of the lease for years was dismissed, leaving Kelly to bear the full loss. As a result of the Supreme Court ruling, Kelly is expected to lose all the millions of dollars he invested in the lodge. It's coming to South Africa, folks. Coming to South Africa. I need to send that to somebody. Yep, and I need to transfer it to another program. I use my mobile for that, so give me a second here. Ouch. I didn't shave today. It hurt. Aren't you then ultimately paying for it, though, if they add a monthly recovery to your system? Yeah, it is now, but the difference is that I own it. All right, but the difference is, let me give you an example here. So my electric bill at the rate that I was paying went from $70 a month, in the summertime maybe $110, $120 max with air conditioning all the time, to $270 a month. My electric bill went from $70 to $270 a month, and was rising. The utility, the government, the state of Pennsylvania will allow the utilities to raise the damn electricity rate whatever they want. Some years it's 5 or 6 or 7%. They allow them to do it year after year. My increase is capped by law. They can't only increase it so much. So yes, you're right. I am, but it's either pay $100 a month and get credit and pay nothing. So I pay nothing for electricity about 8 months a year. About 6 to 8 months a year, I pay nothing because of credits. And I pay $100 a month. But in the past, I was paying $70, then I was paying $90, then I was paying $110, then I was paying $120 for the same usage, and then it was up to $270 a month. It's just insane. And we're paying that because of RGGI, the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which is a scumbag deal by green lunatics who have hit us with taxes and fees to pay for carbon emissions, and we're not even consuming electricity. It's being shipped to Connecticut, to New York, to Massachusetts, to Rhode Island. They're using our energy, and we're paying the taxes on it here. It's just such bullshit. Doug Mastriano ran for office against RGGI, and the leftists didn't care about it. They just ignored it. So I need to take care of something here very quickly and send to someone else before I forget, because this is important. Sorry, we're all important here. My audience is important, but it's important to get this message out to somebody. Okay? It really is. Okay. Copy link. Okay? And I need to send it to someone else in a different application. And the man is in handcuffs in that picture. Why is he in handcuffs? What crime did this man commit? He didn't commit any crimes. This is shameful. This is racist. That's why they went after him. He's in handcuffs. What crime did he commit? Why is he being handcuffed? So they just want to steal his property. Look at that. Put him in handcuffs. This is what they do to white people in Zimbabwe. And they've been doing it for 25 years. The racist government is ZANU-PF. Yep. So you ultimately spend less and benefit in that way. Noted. No, yeah, I do ultimately, Neff, I do. Your points are valid, and that was all part of my consideration. I spent a lot less, and I own the system eventually. But, I mean, after 10 years, I mean, how good is the system? Maybe it's good for another 10 years, but, yep. Yeah, but things can change. In 10 years, if I'm still here, if I even own the house. The other thing, too, is that the greenies love houses with solar panels. So your resale value on a house, when you've got solar installed already, they don't have to put on, jumps the price. I mean, that solar installation is $38,000 or $40,000 on my roof. $38,000 or $40,000. So it might be less than that because of the number of panels, but let me see. 38,000, we'll go with that figure, okay? 38,000. Oops, I'm buffering. What's going on here? Is it me or is it the internet? Oh, man. Doing it again. Shouldn't be an issue at 14 megabytes, though. Wow. Happening again. $38,000 times 17. That's 646,000 for the solar system. 646,000 rand. No, the sports ship for the Iranians is because they're so far from home, just like the Chinese. Yep. What the hell? Come on. I think it's not YouTube. I think it's my browser. It's being difficult. I think I figured this out before. It worked when I did this. Let me try this. Yeah, now it's working. Saying connect. Am I connected? Come on. There we go. I'm connected. Okay, so DSTV, only one episode available. Okay, maybe watch that. Colonel. What a lot of poppycock. Yeah, little Peter Creel. Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right, so, yep. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the sports ship from Iran. In fact, I think I have a picture of the sports ship. Do I have the sports ship from Iran? I'm trying to see. I've got some ships from Iran. That's it right there, isn't it? No, that's not the sports ship. Yeah, these are 2 Iranian ships. It's the... no, this isn't the sports ship. These are the others. So that's 2 Iranian ships. Look at the rusty bucket there. The one in the front. 82, it's all rusty. No, I wouldn't worry about the Iranian ship. It's not there for things to offload yet. We see you must be in Simonstown if you see it. Okay. We have borehole and solar, but we couldn't leave the farm all weekend. Remain on high alert with neighbors, generators running all around. You have to be on guard. Yeah, I got you, Leslie. Yep. That's why the solar and batteries are so good. You don't hear anything running. You can hear the invaders coming. All right, Mike, you caught the first episode. Yep. It's not an oil tanker. It's a supply ship. That was, what's that one? Let me see. I wrote it down. That particular ship is the expeditionary base ship. Yeah. So that's a base ship. Yeah. So that's the supply ship, essentially. Yeah. That's the Mahdavi. Shahid Mahdavi, the 110-3. There's a Corvette, a Ford base ship, and the expeditionary base ship. That's the expeditionary base ship. Ingenious solar panel frame at ground level for a home, but I don't have a way to secure it. Yeah, it won't be stolen. That's a problem. Actually, Crystal, you pay, I think, less for electricity than Americans do in most places in America. You say it's ridiculous, but that's because your electricity is basically subsidized for the past 30 years. But you've dealt with the increases because you're paying artificially low. Coal was so abundant, they sold electricity below cost for a long time. But yeah, you're now paying truer prices for it, which sucks, and it was a shock to the system. But you're not paying a lot more than many people. People paying a lot for electricity are in Japan and in Germany. Germany pays the highest rates of electricity on the planet because of their decision to abandon their nuclear power plants, which was stupid. Yeah, yep. All right, so wow, 2 hours. Here we are, 2 hours again. Didn't realize we went that far. How are we doing on likes? 241 likes. A little bit of super chat revenue. I think a lot of that came from Mad Max. Thank you for that. Yep. Anyway, so I had a lot of news I didn't get to tonight, and I'll save it for tomorrow. I've got a conference call about my meet and greet in Texas tomorrow, and I've got an interview with the Japanese news agency that want to interview me about the refugee program. So I'm trying to work that out. Let me see if they wrote back to me before we go anywhere, so I can sort this out. Let me see. I don't think they did because I think these people only work business hours. Yeah, I work 24 hours a day, so I don't understand people in media who don't work 24 hours a day. Nope, hasn't responded. So, yep, hasn't responded. What was that? Somebody just did something. Oh, Mad Max, another super chat. What's this? Yusuf Abramji? What happened now? Couple assaulted with hammer during armed attack at Gamers. Yeah, I saw that. But I didn't report on it. So, yeah. According to a report by Brad Nathan's investigation, the couple were asleep when they woke up 11 p.m. to find 2 men standing at the foot of their bed shining torches. The couple, Louise and Leanne, not the real names, are they lesbians. Both work abroad and were visiting South Africa to see family when they booked a short stay. One of the men shouted, "Hey." Leanne shouted that she had a weapon and lunged at the intruders, forcing him towards the kitchen area. Leanne grabbed a 2-plate stove and attempted to defend herself. The second intruder remained in the bedroom with Louise shouting her, "Shut up." Intruder assaulted Louise with a hammer, striking her repeatedly across her body before seizing her phone. Wow. Couple informed that photographs of the crime scene had been taken were allegedly threatened not to divulge details incident in the name of the lodge on social media. They were warned if the matter was made public in the reserved name, the images will be released to embarrass the families. Wow. They were threatened by the lodge, which would rather have people raped and murdered than provide for their safety. Yeah, I see that thumb ring. I smell lesbian all over this. Wow. I thought the Ramaphosa was in the UAE. Yeah, no, Leslie. I'm sure they tried to steal him off your roof. Yeah, I think we all got to head off. Thanks for that one, Mad Max. Appreciate it. All right. We're going to wrap it up here, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done. I'll see you later. I'm going to get some rest now. And I think I have a lighter schedule tomorrow, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, so cool beans. All right, you guys be well. Watch my videos. Check them out. There's plenty of them up from today, or yesterday now. It's still today. I'm actually getting to bed before, we're getting off here before midnight. You guys take care. Thanks. Be well. Cheers.